They let you go outside like that? Big booty, BBLs, thick. Engaging in hookup culture. What makes a child want to make that up? Do drugs, doesn't want to have to worry about money. It's cozy weather time, so I'm going to be on the couch, cozy, and we're gonna have a little talk. Our little talk today is going to be advice for maneuvering through your early 20s. So as a teenager going into your 20s, I know like too many people, and even for me, it was very foggy, just overwhelming on what to do. People pushing you to do this, people pushing you to do that. You kind of lose yourself in what you truly want to do while being pushed into going to school when you don't really know what you really want to do. So 23 lessons in 23 years that I feel is important for young women developing into their womanhood. Knowing these things has really shown me what do I wish I had when I was a late teen going into my 20s, and what would I want to tell my younger self to be better in my early 20s. My first thing on the list is don't give people unsolicited advice, especially when you don't listen to yourself. No one's going to take advice from somebody who's not putting in the work, putting in the action to be better themselves. Why would I take your advice if you're not doing it? I've known people that aren't in shape that judge other people's physique, or they'll be like, oh, she's so fit, like talk shit when you're not even putting in the work to do that for yourself. That was like a little beginning sprinkle. The next one I have is I wish someone taught me about long-term investing, because I could have been doing that when I was 13. I know in school they don't talk about investing, they don't talk about none of that, but I wasn't even in tune with investing. Now kids that are going to school are so in tune with everything. We have YouTube, we have Google, everything that is free for us to learn. I see videos of these 14, 13, 15-year-olds starting their investment account based off of where they're working, like at a fast food place. They put most of their check into investment accounts. The earlier you start, the better, because you'll have more money in the long run. 2 is how I literally could have had a bomb credit score at 18 if I had a guardian put me on their credit. But who did that? No one did that for me. But if you are young, if you're still under 18 and one of your parents has a really good credit score, have them put you on their credit or as an authorized user, because when you hit 18, you're gonna need that credit score to buy, to lease a car, for apartments. Majority of the time they check your credit if you're going through an actual business. If you don't have a guardian with a good credit score, you could still make your way around that. At 16, you could get your own credit card. You could go to the bank, you could go to the credit union and apply for a credit card. Make your payments on time every month. You're not good with being on time with things, put a reminder in your calendar. Put a reminder on your phone. That's what really helps you get good credit. And you could start, for a credit card, you could start at 16. You could do it yourself, or if you have a guardian with a good credit score, I would hop on that. 3, never chase a man. They are supposed to be the caregiver. We are the prize. If they want to do it, they will do it, okay? Okay, no ifs and buts about it. Sometimes you do gotta move through the woes to really feel it and learn your lesson based on what you want, based on what you will accept. So don't chase no fucking man, okay? Okay, don't chase no little boy. Little boys can be 30 years old. They could be they could be any age. Some people never grow up. 4, literally to not let every trend on social media or ratchet movement influence me, to buy things, to do the little dances on TikTok, to look a certain way. 90s, the trend was for girls to have that straight up and down body, and now it's all the big booty BBLs, thick. Everybody wants to get thick. You know, so of course everyone has their own beliefs, what they want to do with themselves to make them happy. If you never knew about that, it would be out of sight, out of mind. Think about if the BBLs weren't promoted, you wouldn't even be thinking about that. So do you really want it? Take your time in thinking about what you want to do to your body to make you purely happy, because I've known tons of women who get stuff done to their body and they're still not happy with themselves, and they think keep on changing something about themselves is going to make them happy when it really doesn't. I would just take your time with deciding what you really want to do, because I've known girls who in school, like long time ago, the BBLs and stuff were coming out when I was in school, maybe like 11th grade. One of my little girlfriends at the time, before that little trend happened, she never talks about getting stuff done to herself. But then when it became a huge thing, she all of a sudden wanted this, that, and the third done. Just think about, is this the angel or the devil? Like, do I actually want this done? Or is it just because I'm comparing myself to everyone else? 5, there's red flags in friends too, baby. Okay? If they're making sly comments, they're hating. Your body rejects people's energy, so pay attention to how your body is feeling around certain people. We grow and evolve throughout our whole lifetime, so you also need to accept that, and that the past is gone. Like resentment, of course, it's a thing. We get triggered off of certain things, but it doesn't matter anymore. All we can focus on is the present to lead us to a better future. So if you are having iffy feelings, doubts about certain people, it's a no. If it's a I don't know, it's a no. So it's very black and white, and yeah, the grayness does tend to try to swoop in and confuse us sometimes, like, oh, but they do this for me, but they did do that. No, we're not doing that, especially going into 2024. Who is adding to you? Who's subtracting from you? When people see you winning and following your dream, they either want to hype you up and it motivates them to be better, or they try to pull and tug from you. They want to drain your energy so that you can be on their level. They don't want to see you better than them because it makes them feel insecure. You know who they are. 6, people will be on time for what really matters to them. If no one's on time for that shoot you got going on, if no one's on time for your very important appointment, please just cut it right there. As women, people think us waiting on them is okay. No, we're not waiting on nobody. If you're not here at this time, man, I've met some very cutthroat women these past few months. That level is something that's admirable. Usually people give the 2 or 3 chances. These women, 1 chance and you're done. And people want to try to crawl back like, oh. Well, maybe you shouldn't have made the mistake in the first place. 7, set boundaries. For real. No one ever taught me how to set stern boundaries and sticking up for yourself no matter what. I've been surrounded by people who are very stern with themselves, and I've been around people who are very shy about themselves. I would learn that sooner rather than later. If they made your drink wrong, tell them. You paid for it. If someone's making you feel uncomfortable, voice that shit. Of course, we're supposed to feel uncomfortable for growth, but uncomfortable in a bad way. We gotta speak up and set them boundaries, especially at work. People love taking advantage of people at work. Even for me, if I feel uncomfortable with something, I'm not going to agree to it. I feel I've always kind of been that way, but even when I was a kid, like, I remember saying, oh no, I don't want to go there. Like, I don't feel comfortable there. I was told like, oh, you don't have to go if you don't want to. Then the person who would say that would be like, but it would be nice for you to go see them. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to. So it's like that, oh, you don't need to, but it would be nice if you did. Why do that? Especially to a kid, you know? That just confuses people. People think kids are dumb. They're not dumb. They have a more sixth sense than we do as adults because they're closer to their born years. I've known too many instances where children have spoken up about things that have happened to them, to their family, to their guardian, and they didn't believe them. I think you can tell when a child is being for real and when they're lying, but as an adult, you need to believe what's right. They told you someone did something to them. What makes a child want to make that up? For real, come on now. I've known family that avoids stuff that's happened to them. Their family didn't believe them, and they continue to be okay with people who did stuff to them. That's not okay. Swiping shit under the rug is not okay either. Everything is about communication. If you know you're not good at communicating, do the favor for yourself to learn how to. I'm just being very straight and blunt in this video because it's facts, it's true. And I don't like sugarcoating shit. I'm not bleeping stuff out. 8, dress however makes you feel good about yourself, not what everyone else is wearing to fit in. I've had so many phases throughout my life. I had my little, like, it was like an alternative style. Like, I had my hair bangs and it was straight down, you know. I had my hair like that. I would wear black. A hippie phase where you don't know what shirt I was wearing, you don't know what pants, it wasn't matching. People were looking like, what is she wearing? I was wearing off-brand shit and people would make fun of me at school. Like, man, don't let people make fun of you. See, that's why it's so important for you to have like a support group. And if you don't know anyone to support you, seeking out that tribe that will be there for you. Just reminding you, subscribe because you'll love it here. It's a safe place to be vulnerable. A lot of people aren't straight cut in this world, and that's what we need for each other. If you got friends and you're mad when you ask them, oh, do I look, does this not look good on me? And they're like, no, it looks good on you. They let you go outside like that when it really doesn't look good on you. That's not a real friend. 9, you don't need to smoke or drink, do drugs to be cool. One time I hung out with these 2 girls that I've never hung out with before. They were smoking and pressuring me to smoke when I said I'm not smoking. They just keep nudging you to, oh, do this, do this, do this. Don't fold. If you fold, it just shows a weakness within you. You fold under pressure. Pressure is what makes diamonds. So let that pressure motivate you and make you better instead of folding under it. 10, this is a hard truth. Extroverts are more successful than introverts. I've always been more of an introvert, so I'm just now working on my social skills. Majority of successful people network, give speeches, articulate your words right with different types of people. You need to know how to adapt to certain situations. They talk like this, they talk like that. Well, you can't talk the same to both of these people. You need to use different words. Learning how to develop your vocabulary is such a high feminine energy trait to have. 11, my favorite one. Literally focus on what you're passionate about that will pay off the most and make you the most money in the end. So you don't gotta work for no one. You don't gotta work for an employer paying for their dreams with your time, with your energy. Starting at your youngest point. Like, of course, we all go through a, oh, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know who I am phase. Everyone has influenced you, telling you to go here, telling you to do this, telling you to do that. Pause. I didn't start knowing who I truly was until I built up my finances and started meditating, point blank. And let me add, going on a solo trip. That's what really helps me develop into what I really wanted, who I really am. Until you do something, move through something by yourself, you're not gonna know who you are. If you're always surrounded by people that's always an influence on you. So going within yourself, going on a solo trip, doing things by yourself, learning yourself. What do you truly like? And I know you can't be saying, oh, I like scrolling on social media, I like watching TikTok. That's not you. That doesn't make money. We all need money to survive. So what are you passionate about that you can make money from? Benefiting other people. What helps other people? Advice, doing their hair. People love a girl's girl. Instead of looking at things for, oh, they have status, they have money, they have the car, they have the house. Admire people for their energy, for their generosity, for their kindness, for their helpfulness. This further leads into 12. I was always overwhelmed by all the options I had for jobs. People would say, oh, you should be an architect, oh, you should be a lawyer, you should be an artist. I was pushed to go to college to get a 9-to-5 job because it's safe and the benefits, instead of creating my own career. I'm not knocking anyone who is an employee. I'm still an employee. Use that employee job to get you where you want to be, to invest in your businesses. 13, this is a really big one that I've experienced with a lot of people. All the traumas I've been through, I never sought sympathy. I went to therapy to work through it. I know you know people, and maybe you even are like this. Play victim. They play victim. They want you to feel bad for them to get what they want. Just tell them, go to therapy. Go to therapy, because what are you gonna do? You can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. And even if they do want to be fixed and help, you aren't a professional. And even when you do give advice, majority of people don't take advice. Sorry, not sorry. Can't change anyone. Advise them to get help. If people want to be mad at you because you're not able to help them, you're protecting yourself. You're protecting your energy. 14. If they say they're gonna do something and don't do it after 3 times of talking about it, of bringing it up, they're on BS. They're bluffing. Surround yourself with go-getters. 15. If something isn't serving you, disappear and learn the art of detachment. I stayed in situations way too motherfucking long that were making me sick. Literally not able to eat, crying all the time, losing weight. When you're in something so toxic, it's harder to get out of it the longer you stay. So try to get out before it gets too deep, please. 16, as a woman, we need to support other women. The world has already been set up against us. Don't be a hater. Don't be the crazy mama drama type of female. Don't promote you with the shit about violence, about ratchet shit, because that shows that you're weak, that you're not healed from something. When you give something your energy that really doesn't matter, that's making you anxious, that's showing you that you're triggered and that you're not healed from something. A strong mind comes from working out your body, your muscles. You have to live in your mind every single day. Nobody else's. So make it a blessed place to be. 18. You will never be happy if you're trying to commit yourself to something out of self-hate. For example, if you hate the way your body looks and start going to the gym expecting quick results every time after you get out of the gym, that instant gratification, you're not gonna keep up with it. Lean in and touch the parts that make you feel that way and affirmate love into these parts that you feel insecure about. Do it for the progress and the challenge, not the result. 19. No one is going to come and save you. If you're expecting change to happen one day and you don't do anything different with your days, but scroll, but binge Netflix, but talk shit with your friends about your other friends, get comfortable with that job that you really hate, do you think a self-made millionaire does those things? 21. Save a specific amount of money every month and leave it there. Put it in that safe, starting an emergency fund, a savings fund, and an investment account for anyone who wants to be financially free and doesn't want to have to worry about money. Those separate funds will help you be more organized and better with your money. 22. Don't sleep around. just don't do it. For real, we are literally made of energy, and energy transfers are real. I still feel there are negative spiritual connects with people from the past, because I be thinking some crazy shit sometimes, and I know that's not me. Engaging in hookup culture does more harm than good. Even though it's like a rush in the moment, delaying that satisfaction and taking care of your body is way more important than having sexual encounters with people you don't even know. You don't know what they could give you. You don't know what's on their body, what they have. You don't know what they got going on. Their traumas that could literally transfer into you. 23. Lastly, stop caring what everyone thinks. I want to grind it into your head. When I was thinking like, oh, what my family will think. Oh, what my acquaintances will think. Oh, what my coworkers will think. Oh, what so-and-so will think. I lost myself every time. Being your authentic, raw self is the best thing you can do for yourself and the world. It brings out the true meaning of what you are doing here, your purpose on this earth, when you live in your authenticity. When you're better, you do better. When you're better, you treat people better. We're not made to be alone. As much as society pushes this independence movement, we're made to socialize and build relationships. Relationships build more wealth than stocks ever will. Thank you guys for listening to my advice for young adults, young women. I also want to promote my Sweet Tooth single. My SWISHA single came out last week. I will add those both in the description below. If you liked this video, I would appreciate a subscription and a big fat thumbs up. If you think anything should be added to this advice list for us beautiful creatures, add it in the comments below. See you next time.